it's Janelle Waz, and welcome back to another episode of Waz Reviews. Yes, it's time for another Star Trek DVD, The Captain's Log.
Captain's Log.
Captain's Log.
Captain's Log.
Captain's Log.
This DVD collection is part of the Fan Collective series, which was a series of Star Trek DVDs in the mid-2000s that focused on a particular theme. It was a nice way to have a selection of Star Trek episodes in your DVD collection without fully investing in the complete season DVDs, which cost a pretty piece of latinum back in the day. I've reviewed a couple of these collections before, like the Jean-Luc Picard collection, though more of a precursor to this series, as well as the Klingon Collective, but what caught my attention with the Captain's Log was that the actors themselves contributed to the collection, with extras that, as far as I know, aren't on the season DVDs. I saw this collection used at a half-price books for around $10, but ended up buying it new on Amazon for $9.
I don't know about you, but I'd call that a bargain.
So let's boldly go into the Captain's Log this week on Waz Reviews.
To talk about their favorite episodes, which was easy for me, as you're going to see.
But before I go further, thanks for checking out my video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more of my Star Trek, video game, and other miscellaneous content. Keep those hailing frequencies open on the other social media sites, and a big thank you to my channel members for supporting the channel. If you'd like to buy me a cup of tea and support my work, consider joining up on my channel. Be great to have you aboard. Alright, let's take the resale value on this thing, shall we? Freed from its plastic prison, the cover features the heads of Starfleet's finest, Captains Kirk, Picard, Sisko, Janeway, and Archer, on a black background with a nice rainbow holographic effect. So pretty. We've got Kirk staring into your soul, wondering if you put that tribble on his chair. Picard seeing Wesley order gallons of chocolate milk while he just wanted a single cup of tea Earl Grey hot. Sisko seeing someone touch his peppers.
Nobody touches my peppers.
Janeway wondering if this nebula finally has her coffee.
There's coffee in that nebula.
And Archer? Well, Archer looks like he wandered into the shot and is hoping you noticed him behind Picard. Please, I have a dog. Porthos needs his cheese! And in front of a transporter-esque effect is Star Trek Captain's Log Fan Collective. Captain's Log featuring the rainbow effect, while Star Trek and Fan Collective are in white embossed text. And then there's the command logo, which has the rainbow effect and is embossed. Very nice. The side of the box features the same design with the rainbow effect, but none of the embossing. And the other side is open to reveal 3 thin DVD cases, which contain the collection's 5 discs. They have the same basic design at the front, but maybe with a little less flair. Nah, no big deal. And somewhere over the rainbow on the back, we have more rainbowy Captain pictures, the collection's contents, and a nice little synopsis of what you're getting in this collection. The fans and captains have spoken. Not only have Star Trek fans voted online for their all-time favorite Captains episodes, but for the first time ever, each legendary Captain, William Shatner, Patrick Stewart, Avery Brooks, Kate Mulgrew, and Scott Bakula, has also chosen his or her personal favorite episode, including an introduction. Prepare yourself for pulse-pounding action and unimaginable adventure with 5 courageous captains as they dare to boldly go where no one has gone before. And resting underneath the 5 captains is a list of the collection's special features, as well as audio and subtitle options. Interviews, interviews, interviews. Hear what the actors have to say about their time on Trek, as well as an opening statement from William Shatner, and closing it out with Scott Bakula. And much more. Well, I'd say we're in for a real treat. But of course, the main reason most people would buy this collection is the episodes. Each series has its own disc with 1 captain's pick and 2 fan picks, for a total of 3 episodes per show. Some of these episodes, like Chain of Command and What You Leave Behind, are 2-parters or 2-hour episodes, but are counted as a single episode. And sure, I already own the original series, Next Gen, DS9, and Voyager episodes in this collection, but I still need to pick up Enterprise on DVDs, so these collections are a nice way to get me by on Enterprise until then. Excuse me? Why is These Are the Voyages in this collection? As a fan pick? Didn't almost everyone hate that episode? How did it end up as a fan pick? Yeah, I gotta call bullshit on that one. I don't know how the hell this episode ended up as a fan pick. Heck, even the people who made the episode said it wasn't good. Jonathan Frakes even said that the episode, and I quote, stinks. Even Scott Bakula was pissed at this episode. Especially when you consider how Quantum Leap ended.
There's just one other thing I need to tell you. We can all go straight to hell.
Anyways, The City on the Edge of Forever is William Shatner's pick for the original series, classic episode and one of the best of the show, and followed by The Enterprise Incident and Balance of Terror, both Romulan episodes, for the fan picks. I've actually considered doing a video on Balance of Terror and comparing it to the movie The Enemy Below, which it was based on. What do you guys think? Let me know if you want to see that video. Patrick Stewart's pick for Next Gen is, wait, in theory? I mean, sure, I covered it on this channel, but it's more of a Data episode. And a pretty mediocre one at that. I wonder why Patrick Stewart would pick it. Oh, that's probably why. And for the fan picks, we have the excellent episodes Chain of Command and Darmok. Very nice. Avery Brooks picked Far Beyond the Stars as his pick, which I could see why he chose it. He poured his heart into that episode.
It is real! I created it, and it's real!
Followed by the fan picks What You Leave Behind and In the Pale Moonlight. I have my issues with What You Leave Behind as the series finale, but In the Pale Moonlight has to be one of the finest hours of Star Trek, where, once again, Avery Brooks poured his heart into.
I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities.
We also have Counterpoint as Kate Mulgrew's pick, and the Omega Directive and Flashback as the fan picks. I've probably only seen each of these episodes once, but I recognize Flashback right away as the episode with Captain Sulu.
You've never brought me tea.
And lastly, Enterprise, with Judgment as the captain's pick, and These Are the Voyages, and First Flight. Alright, let's take a look at the cases. Why hello, Captain Archer. Each case comes with 2 discs, except for the final case, which only includes 1. The original series and Next Generation in the first, DS9 and Voyager in the second, and Enterprise getting its own case for the third. The cases feature the leading captains for that case, almost looking like they're the Wizards of Oz.
I am Oz, the great and powerful.
The back is pretty text-heavy and not as pretty as the outer box, but it does list the episodes with a little synopsis, as well as features screenshots from the featured episodes. Hold up! Picard did not go to Mr. Mott for a haircut in any of the episodes in this collection. He did, however, in the episode Ensign Rowe, the episode after Darmok, which is featured in this collection. And you thought I wouldn't notice, DVD designers?
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
The cases also list the special features included on each disc, as well as which episodes have an introduction. And inside the cases, we have the discs nestled in their spots on a space background, which are easily removed. Each disc is fully colored and features the title of the collection, the episodes included, which is always a winning feature for me, and screenshots from the show. This is a pretty well-presented collection. It's pretty and I like it. It'll be a fine addition to my DVD shelf. But alright, enough of the box. You all are here for the actual DVD content. The goodies inside the Guardian of Forever. The Mega in the Omega Molecule. The cute guys in the holodeck.
Computer freeze program. He's cute.
Well, that's underwhelming. This is the era of interesting DVD menus, and what do we get? A static screen. Granted, the layout on that static screen isn't bad. You got the main captain in front of a shot of their ship, the Star Trek Captain's Log title, and its contents. It's not horrible, just not very interesting. Even having clips playing behind the captain would make the menu more interesting. I also have to nitpick that the episodes aren't the easiest to read at a glance. Even playing around with text size would have helped. I do have to give props to Disc 4 for using this picture of Janeway though. I've always liked that picture. The collection opens with a short introduction from William Shatner about how Paramount asked him and the other 4 leading Star Trek captains to introduce and talk about their favorite episodes across this DVD collection. It doesn't play automatically though, it's just another option on the menu. Selecting an episode with an introduction will play the intro from the leading captain explaining why they picked their favorite episode or explaining why they think fans liked a particular episode. However, not every episode has an introduction, and selecting it will just start playing the episode. Personally, I'm a little disappointed that the DS9 episode In the Pale Moonlight doesn't have an intro because I'd love to hear Avery Brooks' take on it. It's considered to be one of the best episodes in the series.
Computer, erase that entire personal log.
William Shatner picked the beloved episode, The City on the Edge of Forever, for its themes of love and regret. He also brought in its guest star, Joan Collins, to discuss the episode together.
That Germany would take over the world because of me.
They talk about Edith Keeler as the ideal woman, but also the nature of regret. Bill saying it's a terrible emotion, but Joan saying that it's a great teacher. But this is also the longest intro at just under 13 minutes. Most of these intros and extras with the other captains are much shorter, most under a minute and a half, except for a couple from Scott Bakula that are as long as 3 minutes.
You got a regret?
A few husbands.
Yeah, but look what you've ended up with.
I know, aren't I lucky?
Meanwhile, in the In Theory intro on Disc 2,
The reason why it means so much to me is that it was the first episode that I ever directed.
okay, so that's why he picked In Theory. Patrick Stewart explained that he really liked working with Brent Spiner and how it was an amazing script about Data and his crazy girlfriend. Okay, Data dating a woman on the rebound.
Clearly she has a problem about this.
He also gave intros to Chain of Command, which meant a lot to him for exploring human rights, and Darmok for its message of communication and understanding.
It's very likely that the myth of Gilgamesh was made more well known to more people as a result of that episode.
And on Disc 3, Avery Brooks talks about how he was given Far Beyond the Stars to direct, but was warned that he was also in it a lot. Nevertheless, he found it was an important episode to work on for its themes of discrimination in the 1950s.
So the fact that we were able to talk about it, I thought was very important.
It's always interesting to hear Avery Brooks talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff with DS9, but sadly, this was the only episode he gave an intro for. However, in the other features, he talks about directing, his thought process in portraying Sisko, and one of my favorite themes in DS9, how it was important for Sisko and Jake to have a good father-son relationship. I really wish there were more or longer segments of Avery Brooks just talking.
To talk about this male-child, father-son thing.
On Disc 4, Kate Mulgrew introduces all 3 of Voyager's episodes, including her pick Counterpoint with its themes of espionage and love. Where did the lies start? Who was she in love with? When would the betrayal come in?
I don't think I even knew the difference.
In fact, Kate seemed to appreciate the relationship aspect of the show, because she talked about how she liked Janeway's mentorship of Seven in the Omega Directive, and her friendship with Tuvok in Flashback.
When the writers gave him that license, he was really a delicious Tuvok.
And finally, on Disc 5, Scott Bakula picked Judgment for his favorite Enterprise episode.
I was about halfway through it saying, why did I pick Judgment?
That's reassuring. In all seriousness, Scott spoke fondly of the episode's guest stars, the story's simplicity, and its Shakespearean quality, which is something that Star Trek does well. But Judgment in this DVD collection, I can buy. What about These Are the Voyages, Scott? Yes, I know it was the fan pick, but Scott Bakula does introduce it. While he does acknowledge that it was a controversial episode, he pointed out that it showed everyone coming together at the end of the show's run, which would lead to the creation of the Federation. It doesn't quite answer why the fans picked that episode, the world may never know, but I can appreciate Scott feeling a little bit better about it.
I was touched actually that they picked that last episode.
Now, the episodes themselves are pretty much the same quality you would get on the regular season DVDs. However, the original series episodes are the unremastered versions. Since my DVD copy of the original series has just the remastered versions, I like having a couple of episodes in their original form. The set also comes with extras of the captains talking about playing their character, the show's production, and the importance of Star Trek. Again, most of these extras are less than a minute and a half long, and while they're certainly interesting and easy to get through, those looking for detailed behind-the-scenes stories with a little meat to them will probably be disappointed. Still, we do get some insight into the making of Star Trek and what the actors had in mind when they portrayed their characters, even what they think the future of those characters would look like.
It might be, that he actually never made Admiral and simply retired. Maybe he's running the Vineyard.
The importance of the Captain's Log featurettes have the actors talking about how the Captain's Log set the tone for the episodes, as well as provide a little insight into the captains that only the viewers know.
Today, Tuvok did something wonderful. You knew it was going to be a thing about friendship,
And of course, there's also a series of featurettes of the captains looking back on their time in Star Trek, what they've accomplished, and that the true Star Trek was the friendships they made along the way.
These are always very emotional times whenever we get together, and happy times too.
Finally, the DVD closes out, again as a menu option, with Scott Bakula thanking the viewer for joining him and the other captains down memory lane. And that's the Star Trek Captain's Log Fan Collective DVD. Now, it has some nice extras and looks quite nice on your shelf, but is it really worth it? Well, that depends. Now, I only paid $9 for it, but if you already own the full series collections, then the only thing you're going to be getting out of this is the extras. And to be honest, I wouldn't go out of my way for a bunch of short interview clips. And one giant one from William Shatner and Joan Collins.
She was not interested in men until she met you. Da-da-da-da.
The episodes themselves are the same basic qualities of full collections, so you're not getting anything different there either. Unless you're me and don't mind having a couple of unremastered episodes of the original series and a couple of Enterprise episodes until you can get a copy of the full series. Even if one of those episodes is These Are the Voyages.
He's cute.
So, I wouldn't recommend this collection to the Trekkie who already owns all the episodes on DVD, but I would recommend these collections to someone who wants to get into Star Trek with a handful of episodes. The problem with this collection is that 2 of those episodes are series finales. Granted, I think These Are the Voyages was my first Enterprise episode, but that's not the right way to get people to watch that show. And as for What You Leave Behind, it's the conclusion of a 7-year arc, and what basically amounts to a 10-part finale, so having a newbie jump into that is only going to make them confused. But the other episodes, with the exception of In Theory, which was more of a strange pick than anything else, there are some really good episodes in this collection, even episodes that you'd find at the top of a lot of fan lists. I think These Are the Voyages is the only truly controversial episode in this collection. Most of these are very good episodes. So with that I say, Captain's Log, Stardate 2025. I bought the Star Trek Captain's Log Fan Collective DVD collection for around $9 new. While I don't necessarily need it, it's a pretty alright set. I'd recommend it for a good friend you're trying to get into Star Trek, with the caveat that they hold off on 2 of those episodes. End log.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.
So what about you? What did you think of the Star Trek Captain's Log Fan Collective? Do you have it in your DVD collection? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you interested in picking it up now, either for yourself or that friend you really want to get into Star Trek? And what are some of your favorite episodes in this DVD collection? Please leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Woz Reviews. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends. Until next time,
he's cute.